What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you our Week 8 battle for the UBL Low Tier. It is time for our penultimate game. Penultimate, for those who don't know, is the second to last game. It's just a fun word to say. I like saying the word. It is a game against Josh, Ultra Player 12, and his West Virginia Miniors. If you guys didn't know, Josh is a massive weeb, but we love Josh. And honestly, I do want to make sure we give him a good game. I'm actually playing him in 2 leagues back to back. If you guys did not know, on a YouTube channel called 59 Gaming, which the link will be in the description, Josh and I are both members of that. It's basically like how do I explain? It's like an esports team, but it's like a gaming channel. So it's like a gaming channel which a bunch of communities or creators rather come together and create content, and we're part of a draft league there together, and it's a lot of fun. The really cool editing style that we're doing, so I'll make sure to link the channel down below. But you guys, I'm really sure, are going to enjoy the content there. Got some Ubers, it's the Gen 7 stuff, and I'm positive you guys will absolutely love the content. And if you guys are interested, make sure to subscribe over there and let them know that you want more draft league, so that I can go ahead and continue making content for them. Let's go ahead and jump into this matchup here. We're playing against Josh and the West Virginia Miniors. Like I said, he's got a team that's pretty scary, because one thing I've noticed about my roster is I don't have any knockoff users. 0. And that's not good against a team with a Clefairy and a Thwacky, which is not good at all. At the same time, Josh is currently 4-3, I believe, and his differential is a bit better than mine, which means that he is currently in our way to making playoffs. If we win this week, there's a good shot that we can actually make the playoffs, which is important. So yeah, right now we're literally at 9th place. Even though we're 4-3, we have to basically win, because there's a lot of teams that are 5-2. And then there's like 3 teams, including me, that are 4-3. And there's like a 7-0 or whatever, and then 6-1. So we gotta make sure we get the job done against Josh today if we want to have a chance to compete in the playoffs. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Looking at his team overall, Scorch, Clefairy, Kabutops, super scary. It's a really good big 3. But then on top of that, Thwacky with Drifblim is a great combination on top of it. There's the Claydol as a Rapid Spinner, a good resist to, what was I looking for? Edgequake, that's the one. And then there's just a bunch of, I guess, holes that need to be filled with the final 4 mons. There's a Graplock, there's a Thievul, a Togedemaru, that's the one, and then a Lopunny. Basically, Graplock isn't the best fighting type in the world, but it's a fighting type nonetheless. It's also a pretty bulky fighting type. Thievul isn't a good dark type. It's not. It's a really bad Pokemon, but it's a dark type, and you need to have a dark type in this format, or else psychic types just go ham. Other than that, Togedemaru, well, it's an electric immunity for him, which is good with the Volt Absorb, but it's also a steel type to help him deal with opposing fairies, because if he doesn't have access to that, his answer is going to be, well, a Scorch, and that's it, which is not, again, not great, but still, it's something. And then there's the Lopunny, which every team needs a normal type, because if not, ghost types just go absolutely ham. And I'm kind of banking on him not bringing the Lopunny this week. I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't. It's going to make a big difference if he does, I'll be honest. But let's go ahead and jump into our team with this battle. Our team this week, we're going to be starting off with our first mon being our Ninjask here. It's not airborne this week. We're going to go with the different, I guess, theme of nicknames. Hopefully you can spot. If you can spot it, leave me a comment down below when the battle starts. And our goal is to frustrate Josh a little bit, so we're going to be hoping that we can do it. Ninjask's here, and it's honestly a really good mon this week. U-turn, dual wing beat, Giga Drain, and protect. Once again, no speed. We literally do not need speed. We have not run any speed on our Ninjask in 3 weeks now that we've had it. Speed for everything at neutral, which is nice. At +1, we have speed for a non-jolly Kabutops in rain, or a non-jolly or timid, what is the word I'm looking for? Drifblim in unburden. Giga Drain is there because it allows us to almost always OHKO rather, the Kabutops from full, which is nice. I could have gone with more investment. I felt like having the ability to just hit harder with Giga Drain was more important than running like Swords Dance or something, or maybe instead of Swords Dance like Facade, which could have been nice in case of Flame Body burns on the Scorch. I just felt like that was a decent option. I could have also gone Roost, because this is a way, if I'm under, let's say I'm under, alright, let's say I lost my boots or something, I can always just Roost stall the Thwacky, which would be really nice. So I'm hoping that we can do that, but we can't in this situation, which sucks. In terms of our investment, we're minus special defense because I want to take the Grassy Glides as well as possible. I'm not going to take it super well, but I'll take it well enough, which is, it's something, because we are 4 times resistant, even though our defenses are just ridiculously bad. But yeah, that's going to be our Ninjask. Moving on to our next mon, it is our Kangaskhan here. Choice Banded Kangaskhan is insane. My opponent has a grand total of 2 resist to normal. One is a Kabutops, the other one is a Togedemaru. There is a Drifblim, but we have Scrappy, which means you can hit the Drifblim with Banded Double Edge. On top of that, he has access to potentially Will-O-Wisp on said Driftblim, and he's got Flame Body on the Scorch, which means if I can fire off Facades instead, that'd be so much better. I would love to be burnt this week, so I can just fire off Facades. It's going to do a ton of damage. Banded Kang is insane this week. I'm really hoping that can be one of the MVPs for us, because if we get this thing in positions that is going to allow it to be successful, we're going to be in a spot that he just won't be able to recover from, because we outspeed basically his entire team. The only ones we just don't naturally outspeed, I think, is the Thievul, because Thievul reaches like base 90, the Lopunny, and the Togedemaru. That's it. Everything else we outspeed, which is awesome. Our speed at neutral is for those base 80s, and I decided to go base 80s. I believe I didn't go 85. I think, no, Thwacky's slower than base 85, I'm not mistaken. I just want to make sure about that. Yeah, Thwacky's base 80, good. So we have speed for those base 80s, which is nice. Earthquake is there as a way to hit the Togedemaru and the Kabutops. I could have gone with Drain Punch, but I felt like Earthquake would just be a little bit better, even though there is the terrain. I want to make sure that we could, well, just get the KO on the Togedemaru, because that Togedemaru is a little bit annoying for my team because of its speed tier. Our next mon is going to be the Spiritomb. What are those is here? Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, Pain Split, and Will-O-Wisp. Okay, my opponent has a normal type on his roster, but I'm disrespecting the hell out of it. If it comes, so be it. It shows up, whatever, I can't really stop that. But I do think that it will not. And if it doesn't, that's amazing, because my opponent has a grand total of 1 resist to Ghost, and it is the Thievul. If he has the immunity, fine, he brings the immunity. But with leftovers, Infiltrator will be able to get around substitutes. With Calm Mind and Pain Split, we'll be able to keep ourselves healthy and also build our defenses and offenses, which is huge. And then Will-O-Wisp helped me out against the physical threats, namely the Thwacky and the Kabutops. Those are the big ones. I guess the Grab Locked as well. But yeah, this Will-O-Wisp is there because in case I need to, well, weaken something, I have the option to, which is nice. And that's really it on our Spiritomb. In terms of the investment that we have, we're mono Shadow Ball, and we take Adamant Fire Lash into -1 defense Fire Lash from the Scorch after our leftovers, which is just good to have. I don't want to have to deal with that, but it's just something we need to switch in. We can then switch into something on the Fire Lash, take the hit and take the next hit as well, and get some good damage off on the Scorch. I could definitely get behind getting that extra damage off against it. Even then, depending on what his investment is, I probably just go for Pain Split, or his HP stat is rather, I probably just go for Pain Split to heal up as much as possible, and then I just chip him down really well on top of that, switch into something else, and then I can go from there all over again. But yeah, that's going to be our Spiritomb. Moving on to our next mon, it is going to be Tone Time, the Berserker, Octoberry, Ironhead, Facade, Shadow Claw, and U-Turn. Octoberry is there because I wanted a way to hit the what is that thing called? Scorch, because it's a really big threat, and weaken it. We need to weaken the Scorch, and if I have to just switch out because of a Fire Lash, that's not a good position to be put in at all. So with the Octoberry, we'll take the Fire Lash, we'll then be able to fire off a Facade or a U-Turn or a Shadow Claw or an Ironhead. Honestly, the moves we have aren't the best to hit that thing, but we still do a good chunk of damage because all of our moves are boosted by Tough Claws, which is awesome in this situation. Our next, well, not our next one, what am I saying? What else does this thing do? Well, basically we just take the Kabutops' Jolly Life Orb Earthquake from full, and just put speed in there for any random speed creepers. That's really it. Didn't need anything else in terms of my investment, so I felt confident that this set would do the work. Instead of going Lumberry or something for the Flame Body burns, I went with Facade because that's just a general good way to hit things. And if it ends up being me against the Clefairy, which is important because this thing is coming in on Clefairy, he can easily go for a fire move, and then I can Ironhead, I can U-Turn, I can do whatever against that thing. If he goes into the Driftblim, I just U-Turn out. I just have to U-Turn out, get into something else, like my Spiritomb, like my Kangaskhan. That's really my answers to Driftblim are kind of limited, and if it gets the Unburden off, it's going to be a little bit spooky to deal with. So fingers crossed that we can do that, hoping we can. And yeah, moving on to our next mon, it is going to be our Mudsdale here as I lose my place on Showdown. Mudsdale, there we go. We are running Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Rocks, and Toxic. In my mocks against meta, this has been my lead. But to be fair, the mocks that meta has brought, he actually brought the first 6 Pokemon that you see on the Teambuilder. Scorch, Clefable, Kabutops, Thwacky, Claydol, and the Driftblim. And it's done well because he left with Kabutops both times. The first time he said, you know what, I expected you to go for Rocks, and he goes for Toxic on me, I think it was, or no, he went for Knockoff rather, as I just KO'd him outright with Earthquake. The second mock he flip turned out as I went for Earthquake on the Claydol, and that just wasn't great, honestly. But at the end of the day, my goal is to get up Rocks with this thing because his removal options, while they're good in Claydol and Kabutops, I still have to force him to do that, which I kind of, well, I'm hoping he can't do because I have not my Claydol, what am I saying? I have my Spiritomb to be immune to the Rapid Spin from the Claydol and the Kabutops, which is really good, especially if I find out that the Kabutops might be scarfed or something, who knows? But with Heavy Slam over Rock Slide, I know that doesn't look good having Earthquake as my only answer to hit the Scorch really, but I think Heavy Slam is a bit better because if I can't break the Clefairy, then I'm going to lose this game. Period, point blank. I can toxic things, I can annoy them. Stealth rocks are good. It forces him to be boots on the Scorch, but I just think in general this set is pretty good. It can take multiple hits from multiple different things. I can toxic the Drifloon. If he ends up being a subset, I can always heavy slam it, which is nice too. But yeah, basically the investment on the set takes Adamant Scorch's Power Whip into +1 Power Whip after rocks, because of our leftovers, of course, and then it's the same calc with a Jolly non-boosted Liquidation from Kabutops, and we take 2 modest Claydol Ice Beams after rocks and leftovers too, and then Heavy Slam, like I said, is there for the Clefable. Our next mon is going to be our Resist to Kabutops. Not a good resist, but it's a resist. Poliwrath. Poliwrath resists one of its stabs in fighting, and it is immune to the second one with the Water Absorb, which is amazing for us. Drain Punch hits a lot of the mons on his team for really good damage. Liquidation is good because it hits not only it hits a lot of things for really strong damage. Just start a base attack that's going to do a lot of damage in general. Poison Jab, it not only hits the Clefairy, but it also hits the Thwackey, which is amazing. And then we have Rock Tomb, which is good for multiple reasons. Number one, the Drifloon can't KO me outright, so if I can Rock Tomb it, if it's got its Unburden already off, one of the biggest benefits of it having that Unburden is that it's not a stat, and he can just basically, let's try this again. One of the biggest downsides is that it's not a stat, and because of that, if I lower the stat by 1, it weakens the Unburden even more, and he can't pop the Unburden multiple times, which is just good. So if he's Grassy Seed Drifloon, and I can then Rock Tomb it down, he won't be able to outspeed something like my Kangaskhan, and my Kangaskhan can then fire off a Banded Double Edge, or a Banded Facade, or a Banded whatever against it, which would make it really good. So overall, I think it's just a good set to have. It's an immunity to the Kabutops. I knew it was coming right away. I just had a really hard time building the set. In terms of the investment that I have, I believe on this set I have speed for Adamant Scorch. I don't think he's going to go Jolly. I think he's going to go Adamant. And then my attack investment, it actually is the exact same that I would have if I were to go with a Jolly Nature and max attack EVs. I decided to just reduce that down and just add to my bulk because I felt like having the bulk would be really important in this matchup here. So fingers crossed that we can do it, guys. This is our team. I'm hoping we can get the job done. I just want to be statused all around. In general, there's a couple things I could bring to a potential playoff matchup. I just didn't see the way for me to fit them on the team. Yeah, his team doesn't like grass types, but he does a really good job of beating them down with the Drifloon, with the Grapploct, I guess, in general, is just really bulky and annoying. And of course, the Scorch is a problem too. So hopefully we can get the job done against Joss's team. I don't know. I'm worried about it. We need to get the win here. It's really important that we do. So fingers crossed, guys. Let's do it. It's time to battle. All right, everyone, and welcome back to the battle. Looking at the team, he ends up bringing, yeah, look, we knew what he was bringing. He let us know. The fact that Thievul came is interesting. It gets Play Rough, which is something, but its attack stat is terrible. It gets U-Turn as well. I don't remember if it gets access to Parting Shot. I should double check that. It does get Parting Shot, so that's something we have to worry about. But just looking at this in general, like, oh man, I'm just shocked to see the Togedemaru, to be honest. But it came. He also has 1 rocker here. I still want to lead off with Mudsdale here, and he's gonna lose his mind. He's streaming right now, and I'm gonna go watch the VOD after this, and I want to hear his reaction when I have all the nicknames show up. I just can't wait. All right. By the way, secret word of the day, just because, will be Tsundere. Okay, Tsundere, just to get on Josh's nerves. Yeah, I'm just hoping that this set will work, this team will work, and yeah, look, honestly, looking at this matchup right away, kind of nothing here is really like bad to have. I wish I had Rock Slide now over Heavy Slam on Mudsdale, but not the end of the world at all. If he leads off with the Thievul, I expect potentially a Taunt to come out. It doesn't even get Taunt, to make sure. It does get Taunt. So we do have to be aware of that. Alrighty. What is he going to lead off with here? Sea Dog. Kabutops. Perfect. Alrighty. So, he could easily go into the Thwackey here on the flip turn. The question is, do I want to go for Rocks here? Or do I want to Earthquake? And part of me just wants to go for Rocks. But I think Toxicking is actually a pretty safe play because he can just go hard into the Thwackey. Or do I want to... I think Rocks are more important, actually. Rocks are really good here. He just rocks his own. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I have access to Boots on the one mon that's really weak to it. So we'll just exchange Rocks here. If I just gone for Earthquake, that would have been nice. But we'll take a look, see, does this thing get Endeavor? It does not get Endeavor. So I think like a flip turn is pretty obvious here. So I'll go for this Toxic. Either flip turns or switches out, because he knows he can't KO me, I can KO him back. I think he's going to go Thwacky. And I want to see how much we do to Thwacky with Heavy Slam. I didn't even import my sets. Whoops. Been doing that a lot lately, which not the best trend that I've done. Let's go ahead. So let's go Mudsdale against Thwacky. If it's a Violite, no bulk. Do 35 to 41, which is some good damage. It's more than Rock Slide would do, that's for sure. Right? Rock Slide. Yeah, Rock Slide would have done pitiful damage. He just goes for Liquidation on me. Wow. 205 down to 101. That's 104 points of health. Kaboot tops. 104 points of health against Mudsdale. It's like a low roll for Jolly. We're at +1 now. We're at going to be at what? 113. He can do 80 points at most to us. How much do we do with Heavy Slam? Not enough. Like Earthquake. If I just Earthquake this, and that would have been so nice. Do I switch out here? So I'll take any hit here. Again, it's like Earthquake or Heavy Slam right now. I honestly I just have to attack with him from me, because I know what he wants to do. He wants to weaken me for Thwacky and for Scorch. That's what he wants to do. Which is frustrating, but I kind of just have to go with it. We'll go for the Earthquake here. He just switches out. Caribou. The Thwacky. So we'll get an Earthquake off. It's not going to do much to it. I think it does like 10% if it's a Violite. Level 50. It does 11 to 13 if it is a Violite. That's a Violite. Confident. Alright. So Thwacky against me's Grassy Glide does 29 to 35 only, which is not much. Like, I'll take 2. Which is good. And I kind of just want a Heavy Slam here to get as much chip as possible on it, so I'm going to go for the Heavy Slam. If he U-turns, he U-turns. If he glides, he glides. Just knockoffs. That's fine. 135 down to 111. That did 24 points of health. That's a good roll for Jolly. Oh my god, that's some good damage there. That's some really good damage there. We're at +2 as well. This is awesome. Oh, it's leftovers. I didn't even realize it's leftovers. Wow. Let's go for another Heavy Slam here. He wants to keep this healthy. But I think he's in range now. I'm pretty sure he's in range. He just goes for U-turn. So we have +3 on this. What will he go into? The Drifblim. Drifblim with max HP takes 41 to 48. I mean, he'll have the +1 boost. And we do break the sub, which is good still. If it's max HP at +1. Vibe. The Drifblim. Okay, and it's taking a rock, so it's not boots. Good. Is it? It's not the Unburdened set. Or the Unburdened set that I'm thinking of, at least. Ooh. That didn't do much. Let's Toxic here. He's going to Toxic me, and I'll Toxic him back. Mudsdale is proving to be very annoying. It is proving to be quite annoying. Okay. Do I want to just switch out into Tone Time? Like, I'm pretty confident he's going to go for like a what's the one I'm looking for? A Strength Sap here. Like, if that's the case, fine. I can switch out into Tone Time. We'll underspeed it. We can get a U-turn off. If it burns me, it burns me. I have to Sod. And the good news is we'll take Kabutops' Liquidation again. I think a Strength Sap's coming out. Yeah, there's the Strength Sap. That's okay. Back to full you go. So we know Strength Sap and we know Toxic. Those are the moves we know. My question now is, what would he go into? Like, I can go for Shadow Claw, I can go for U-turn. I'll go for the Shadow Claw here. I'm at -1, he just switches out. I should have gone for U-turn, I didn't realize I was at -1. I should have done that. Zentreya, is that the Centiscore? It is definitely boots, 100%. Did nothing. No Flame Body burn here. I can go into Mudsdale on the Fire Lash. I can go into Poliwrath on the Fire Lash. I think going Poliwrath will be my play here. So we'll go hard into the Poly. I wonder what item his Drifloon is. Does he go for the Power Whip here? He goes for Fire Lash. I'm cool with that. 172 down to 141 is 31 points of health. So Sentis Scorch, level 50, Adamant Nature against Poliwrath's Fire Lash. It's Jolly, 100%. Even that, it's got less investment than I expected. What's his switch in? Is it Thwacky? Is it Drifloon? I kind of want a Poison Jab here on the expected switch, so I'm going to go for it. I think a switch to Thwacky is like his best option here. Or even Drifloon, like one or the other. And if he goes Drifloon, so be it. We're at -1 defense. Fire Lash is just annoying. So we did about, what, 20? That's 15%, I think, with a -1 Shadow Claw. Should have done more than that. I think this is very HP invested. Sea Dog. Okay, it goes into the Kabutops. Interesting. So this thing can totally go for spin here. And I am kind of worried about that, to be honest. But I just kind of got to go for the Drain Punch here. I don't really have another option. Getting rid of this would be very nice for me, so I'll go for the Drain Punch. If I had gone for Rock Tomb, that would have been awesome. But Psycho Cut instead. I'm not mad at that. Oh my god, that's some damage. But it's okay, we're going to get it all back. Not all back, but we'll get a lot of it back. So, he's Chople! No! Oh no! We're not going to take this hit now. That's okay. I think I go hard into Mudsdale here. I force him to attack me because I hope he just doesn't get rid of the rocks. Dude, if I just Earthquake to turn 1, we would have gotten rid of that thing. Wow. If he spins, we'll be able to take the next hit. He Psycho Cuts. So 109 down to 81. I don't think we take this attack. I don't think we take the Liquidation here. He just drops. Awesome. I'll take it. I'll take it. Rocks are here to stay. Unless, of course, Defog Drifloon, which I think he would have done it already if he had the chance. Especially against a -1 Berserker. That mon was a threat. Wow, that mon was a threat. If I just Earthquake turn 1, oh, that would be so good for me. But it is what it is. We got our Rocks up. Rocks are solid against him. He can't really go Thwacky because we take a Thwacky hit. And Heavy Slam's going to do a ton back. Togedemaru, I feel like, is going to be like Rocky Helmets with Iron Barb to hit the Ninjask. And like Ninjask going to do pitiful damage to it with U-turn. Caribou. Back into the Thwacky he goes. That's fine. I think he drops here. I think he's banking on Togedemaru carrying, which, I mean, in theory it could. We'll go for a heavy slam. If he U-turns, he U-turns. Maybe U-turns into Ruskin Rocky Helmet, or Iron Barb Rocky Helmet, Togedemaru. He Grassy Glides, we should take this hit. As we do, awesome. We'll die to the next, to the poison round, which is okay. But I believe we get the KO on this right now. There we go. Okay, so Mudsdale actually proved its worth really, really well. It's been underwhelming for me all season long, but it's about to drop right now. Mudsdale, where are you? Where's my Mudsdale? I don't even know where my Mudsdale is on my... There we go. Alright, so what do we go into now? He could go into... basically anything, man. You can go into anything. Shit. I can go into this and Shadow Ball. It should do a good chunk of damage to everything. I can go to Kang, which will do a ton of damage to everything. I think I want to go Kang. I really do. Like, Double Edge is going to do a ton of damage. Let's take a look again at the, what is it called? Where's my Kang against a Togedemaru. Oh my god. To max HP, we 2 a kill with Double Edge. I want to go Sunder those though. I'm going to go to this. Silver Veil, that is the Togedemaru. No, it's this instead. Okay. We'll find out if he goes for a taunt on me, which would kind of suck. But I don't think it's the end of the world. It's leftovers. Oh no, it's Unburden. This thing gets Unburden. Fuck, I forgot about that. Ugh. I think I Willow this. If I went to Kang there, oh my god, if I went to Kang. Subs on me. I'm Infiltrator. I'm Infiltrator. Thankfully, I'm Infiltrator. So, he's going to be taking... He's not going to gain back any recovery, which is good. Let's take a look at... This is spooky. Where's my Spiritomb against... What is this thing called? I don't even... Feeble, that's the one. So, no bulk Feeble takes 18 to 22. 18 to 22. Like, Dark Pulse will do like 33%. If I go for Calm Mind here, I think that might be the play. I would Calm Mind a bunch of times, and then I Shadow Ball. I'll gain back health from both of these things. We see a Nasty Plot here, we see a Nasty Plot, so it's going to be at +2. I'm going to be at +1. So it's actually not going to 2 kill me here, which is good. Have your screens all you want. I completely forgot this thing got... What's the word I'm looking for? Unburdened, that's the one. So we'll Shadow Ball here. If he has the +4, he doesn't kill me. Okay, the +4 does 66 to 78. 66 to 78. If I went to +2, would that have been better for me? No, it wouldn't have. I'll Shadow Ball here, it'll go behind the sub. Shadow to Unburden. That's some good damage there. And special defense drop 2. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I think that'll get rid of whatever nasty roll we'd have to deal with. But we'll go for another Shadow Ball here. He'll do, if he's modest, 78% max. Dark Pulse. 124. No flinch. Thank you, no flinch. Oh, that's so big. That is so big. Ooh, I take that. And down it goes. Awesome. This thing became just a threat out of the gate, and that's spooky. That was spooky. Alright. How much does Togedemaru do to me? Togedemaru, level 50. Ironhead, if it's Jolly, does 55 points of health the most. I think I was at 59. I think that's what I saw. Zentreya. Centiskorch. How much does Centiskorch do to me? 66 at most if it's adamant. Jolly, 61. Question now is, do I Pain Split? +1 Shadow Ball does 46 to 55. I think I want to Pain Split here. Fire Lash. Do we take the hit? It's a roll. And we eat it up. Oh, we're on 7. Pain Split back up. Give me all that health. Beautiful. Cut him down to size as well. Okay, Centiskorch, we're at -1. Fire Lash does 90 points of health at the very most of Jolly. I don't think he's adamant. I think I switch out here though. I switch out to Poliwrath here, I believe. Oh, beautiful. I will take that. Oh my god, I will take that. We see a Leech Life, maybe? Leech Life, there we go. This is resisted. Not going to gain back enough. But he's over half, though. So, do I go for the Rock Tomb here? I think I do. We go for a Rock Tomb here. If he goes Togedemaru, fine. If he goes Drifloon, fine. Drifblim, excuse me. I keep saying Drifloon. Switches out. Okay, in comes the Togue. So we'll break its Sash, or Sturdy rather, and we'll get it with the Rock Tomb here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This thing is a Togedemaru. I have a decent bit of speed. So -1, it gets to 108. Is that enough for Poliwrath? It is not enough for Poliwrath. So I can go for a Drain Punch here. Drain Punch will do enough to KO. So we'll fire off that Drain Punch here. If it outspeeds me, it's Scarfed. We know that for sure. Spiky Shield. Okay, this will do damage to me. That's what it does. How much should we take from this? Good chunk. A good, significant chunk of damage. We'll take the next one though, which is fine. I'll go for another Drain Punch. We know it's not Scarf now at least, because it wouldn't go for a Scarf Spiky Shield. Switches out, goes into what? Centiskorch again? Back into the Drifloon. Drifblim. Jeez. Kind of regret not liquidating there. I should have just gone for damage. That would have been the most important thing. Like, getting damage off on everything would have been the right move. But fine, it is what it is. We'll fire off another Rock Tomb here. Slow this down, unless we already outspeed it. Acrobatics. It's got the KO on me, right? It will. Does it not have an item? It's under half. So I go Kang. And Double Edge. I think I do. I think I just go Kang. Alrighty. Or do I Body Slam here? For health. That's why. Like, I wish I was banded, but I wish I wasn't banded. As long as we keep Tone Time healthy, we should be able to beat the... Should we? Okay. Togedemaru against Kang. If it's defensive, like max HP, we don't KO with body. We don't 2-KO with body slam. I have to go for the double edge here. Stays in, double edge, get the KO. Oh, it's aftermath. That's gonna. Shit, we're under half. The good news is I can Earthquake now. All I have to do is get in on the Scent of Scorch. I can click Earthquake. How much does Ninjask do to that thing? Max HP doesn't do much. I don't think that it has a good matchup the rest of the way. I'm going to go hard into Ninjask and sack it off. I don't need it anymore. It's not going to, like, the only thing it does is beat the Scent of Scorch, but everything I have left beats Scent of Scorch. What am I saying? That's not true. But I can just go back into Kang and click Earthquake. Encore. But it failed. Do I U-turn? Do I do a wing beat? Do I protect? No, Encore U-turn. Interesting. Like, how much do we do with anything? We don't do anything at all with these moves. Do I U-turn out into... Okay, let's take a look at this. How much does, not Berserker, how much does Spiritomb take? We chew up Ironhead, which is good. The thing I U-turn, and I go into Berserker. Because Zingzak won't 2-a kill me. Rocky Helmet with Iron Barbs? It is Rocky Helmet Iron Barbs. Okay, good. We know that now. In comes Tone Time. Well, Sun Time. He must hate these names. He's gonna hate these names. Wish. Oh, this fucker gets Wish. Okay. Okay, I Shadow Claw here. Okay. Maybe next time I do go Kang and I click Earthquake, but I don't think I can risk that. Zingzao does 81 points of health maximum to Kang because it's Jolly. And it'll outspeed me. He switches out. Okay, so he's gonna cast the Wish with this. Do I hope I get burnt here? Like, if I get burnt here, is that good for me? No burn. How much do we do with this thing? So Scent to Scorch. Roll 50 against Berserker. I think Shadow Claw's the play. Fire Lash, we're Akaberry. He does outspeed us though. Beat it up. Kind of wish we got burnt so I can get off the facade there, but hey, it is what it is. No Flame Body Burden there either. And here I'll go for the... Here I go for the U-turn, I think. I go for the U-turn in case he switches out. I think he just attacks me and KOs me, which he does. So Berserker's gonna go down. But I can go into Kang here. And I can click Earthquake. He's in range. In max HP. Takes 46 to 55 here. He's in range. We go for Earthquake. What's his play? What's his play? Stays in, Earthquake comes out. Okay, so down goes the Scent of Scorch. All that's left is the Togedemaru. Togedemaru, level 50. If it's Jolly, 81 points of health is the very most it can do to me. I was at 86 minus my 12% from rocks. What am I at? What's my HP? My exact HP. I can see the roll here. 63. It's a guaranteed KO if it's max invested. If it has no investment, if it's like just a defensive thing, it needs like a max roll to KO me. It still has to outspeed me, but I think it will. We just outspeed, we get the KO, we move on to 5 and 3. And that's a big win over a playoff competitor. Oh my god, we will take it. We will take it. Oh wow, we needed that win. 3-0W, everything on the team did its job. He really over-prepped for the Ninjask, and I guess for the Rotom as well, but damn, I will take it. The fact he didn't bring an electric immunity for the Rotom is pretty big, I'm not gonna lie, but damn, I will take it. We needed that win. So big, so big. Shout out to Meta for the mocks that we had. Also, guys who are watching in the chat, I have my front office watching in Discord right now. If you guys have a secret word of the day, let me know, because I don't have one for now. I do want to give, as always, a huge thank you to our YouTube channel members who I'm pulling up right now, and a huge thank you to you guys as well for watching. We started out this season, I think it was 1-3. We started the season 1-3, and we're now 5-3. Oh, this is amazing. We're on a huge win streak. I will definitely take it. We desperately needed that. Wow, we needed it. Shout out to our YouTube channel members. We have Liv, Hayes, Eric, and Zeke, our level 1s. Shout out to Terrence and Brett putting our level 2s, and then Volt and Sully, our level 3s. We needed that. We needed that. Secret word of the day. Still waiting on someone in the front office chat to mention it. They're just putting W's in the chat right now, but we will take it. No, actually, what am I saying? My secret word of the day is Tsundere. Tsundere. That's what I said. We have a secret word of the day. Never mind me. Forget what I'm saying, guys. Make sure to check out Josh. He's a good friend. He's an awesome guy. Big fan of his. So make sure to go and check him out, of course, down below. We have one more week in the regular season. One more week. Who is going to be our opponent? Let me take a look at this for you guys. Our opponent for week 10 will be the Townsville Tyrannotars, or week 9 rather. They have a Galarian Articuno and Flapple, Reboot with Libero. Okay, this is okay. Doesn't look impossible, which is good. This is something. And they're also 1-6, so hopefully we can get the W. And if we do that, I believe we will clinch playoffs. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff, and I will see you guys all next time.